I'm going to review the new Indoor Cam Plus by Ring. This is now a 2K resolution camera. I'll show you guys some daytime footage, nighttime footage. I'll show you guys the app as well. So here's everything that comes inside the box. We have some screws and anchors in case you guys want to put it to a wall. Info, sticker, USB-A to USB-C right here. It's about 6 feet long or so. And this is the power adapter. It is 100 to 240 volts. Output is 10 watts. So that's what it looks like. And this is the camera itself, which I did put a blue sticker right here. Blue tape right here to cover up the info. So pretty much can move it around. And if you did want to wall mount it, you can do that. So you would basically just wall mount this part of it and then essentially slide this in. If you mount it on the ceiling and you want to rotate it, well, you could do that with this. This cover for it doesn't come installed, but you can optionally put it in. I tried putting it in. It took a little bit of effort, nothing too crazy, but to put it in. But this essentially physically blocks it versus just disabling it within the app to not record, basically. So this is kind of an added feature, but you can also just not use it, and because it does actually come like this from the box, and then you basically have to attach it. And yeah, so we have the USB-C in the back as well, and this is just a little part if you want to run the wire through it just so it stays a little snug. I'll quickly put this on just so you guys have an idea. So right here, there's a little part right there that does go in here, and then this kind of goes to the top. So what I like to do is have it in the lock position and essentially put that there, and yeah, we should be good to go. And that was pretty much it. So it's not too bad to install. But again, it's not super smooth with the motion. And I guess it probably will open up once I start playing with it some more. This is what the Ring app looks like. When you press play, it'll go to live view. You can zoom in like this, go left and right. And then you can also just tilt your phone this way and do it the same way. And the quality is actually pretty good for being in a fairly dark room. So none of the lights are on inside the house aside from the Christmas tree lights and some lights outside on the palm trees. Now, as I start to turn on more lights, you guys will start to see the camera kind of change into kind of what it looks like. And then we'll do the entrance and then the other light as well. So this is kind of what it looks like in a more well-lit room. Pretty good quality considering the price of the camera. I mean, it's not going to be amazing or anything, but pretty good. Now, you can also talk to it with the microphone or just listen in if you wanted to. If you have the Ring alarm plan, depending on the plan you're on, I happen to be on that specific one. I can actually press this SOS button and call for help if I needed to. But again, you do need to be on a paid subscription plan to get that feature to work. So, okay. So that's pretty much the gist of it in terms of live view and everything. So very just kind of a very simplified interface. And then this is the settings. So motion detection basically means that if the camera detects motion, it'll record it. And again, that does require a paid subscription for it to actually store the footage. Motion alerts basically just says if there is any motion, if the camera itself detects motion. So this is pretty much the different options that you have with mode settings. Again, if you happen to have a Ring alarm, you can set it to say, oh, if I'm in disarm mode, do this with the camera. If I'm in arm mode, do that with the camera. So you could basically say, you know, while the alarm is disarmed, I don't want the camera to record. So you can set things up like that. And then link devices, if one camera detects something, you can ask another Ring camera, even if it itself didn't detect anything, to start recording as well. So there's some options that you can link devices to each other. And then for motion settings, this is pretty much what motion zones you want. So I have the full thing on, that basically if it detects motion in the whole thing, I mean, I should do it like this, but in the whole area, it'll detect motion. It's going to look for that. And then motion sensitivity, you could say, you know, minimum, max. If you're getting too much motion and you don't like that, you can kind of reduce that if you wanted to. It's completely up to you how you want to set it up. And then motion schedules as well. So you can actually set schedules to detect motion and not detect motion during other times. So and then device settings, the video settings, this is the other kind of main page. Recording, when it detects motion, you could do that. They also have a subscription plan where you could get 24/7 recording, where it just records nonstop, because it's actually a powered device. If it was battery only, this option would not be available, at least as of now. But because it is powered, you can actually say 24/7 record. It doesn't matter if it sees anything or not, just keep recording. Okay, live view, smart video search, tap, and then basically rotate the video. This is what I was talking about. If you mount it on the ceiling and you want to rotate it, well, you could do that with this. Recording length is basically auto up to 120 seconds. So as it detects stuff, it's going to keep recording. And then the 2K resolution instead of the 1080p. And that's pretty much it. Infrared for the night vision. And then snapshots, it basically could take snapshots throughout the day. So even if it doesn't detect anything, it'll just kind of take pictures during the day every 3 minutes or as fast as every 15 seconds. And again, for that to store, that's going to require the subscription. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. You get some notification settings depending on what you want, how you want to get notified and everything like that. And then privacy settings. This is where you can actually add a privacy zone, and then you could say, I don't want this part to be recorded. So you could say like, oh, I don't want this part to be recorded, and I'll actually block out that part. And then just general settings, what you want to call it. Again, I put in the living room, so I call it a living room. But if you want to call it something else, you can. You could say, garage door or whatever it is, kitchen camera, whatever you want to set it to, basically. And that's pretty much kind of the gist of the settings. There's a few other things we could look at. But that's kind of the gist of the Ring settings. I turned on a lot more lights, and this is what you guys could expect the quality to look like at night, but with some lights on. If you're already in the Ring ecosystem, this is a great camera to add. It's fairly low price with pretty good resolution overall. Now, if you're not in the ecosystem, do note that if you want to have any footage stored, that will require a paid subscription, which it will store that footage on the cloud. So aside from that, pretty good camera, pretty good resolution, even during low light. For its price, I think overall it did fairly well. So with that, if you guys enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section as well. Do you guys like it? Do you not like it? Do you want to stick with the older one? Do you like the newer one? Are you planning on getting one? And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.